We are late.
We're not late. We're fine. Right. Okay.
It's 7 o'clock. We're 5 past.
Yeah, it's fine. We're live now. I think we're live.
Oh.
Yeah, we're live. Yeah. All right.
We start well then, don't we?
That's what you're talking about. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
And welcome to episode 23. I always have to check. The title because I can never remember it properly.
Even though you just typed it like 10 minutes
I didn't.
ago.
Yeah, it wasn't long before I actually typed it in, but I've forgotten it already. So anyway, I've checked and it is number 23 and of the Reseller Chinwag. So really glad to see everyone here on this kind of grey, crappy, wet evening.
That grey and
It's
wet.
a bit grey. I'm calling it.
It was nice yesterday.
Yeah, it was much nicer yesterday. Let's have a look. That's what I wanted to have a look at. Okay. Welcome everybody that's in here. Hopefully the stream is looking good. And we'll start saying some hellos. We've already got a few people in the chat, which is lovely. I think it's telling me we've got 7 viewers at the moment. So hi everybody that's in the chat.
Hello.
So we've got Darren in the chat already, Chelsea, Phoebe from Fin Fashion Plus, Richard Hale, Orchard Girl as well, Peter Smith. Richard Hale says sales are quiet as eBay have been having site issues for a few weeks now. Last night I couldn't leave feedback, reply to messages or list stuff. The whole site was running very slow. That sounds...
Yeah, I mean we've been having a few issues with like the way the site's been running. I think
we've been having
struggling.
Yeah.
Well,
I think we've been having
more than just issues.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been having more than just a few issues.
No, but I mean like uploading pictures. We've had those kind of issues.
Yes, that's right.
Like,
yeah, there have been. That's actually a good point. We can actually talk about that. We haven't actually got a specific topic planned.
No.
As you can tell from the title, we're just saying we're going to obviously talk about how our sales drought is continuing.
Yes.
Because it's such a positive thing to do. You know, it's actually not a positive thing to do, but we like to share our journey as it goes.
Yeah.
And
we're always going to be honest with you guys.
And this is part of it. So Falling on a Bruce says evening as well. Hi there. David Morse is in here.
Hello.
Malinky as well.
Yes.
Chrissy, Carmel is in here as well. Hi Carmel. Wes as well. Koss as well. Richard Payne, if I haven't already mentioned. Rich One Day, we hope to be as well. But John Clissold, the Treasure Pirate says, hi there everyone, just got notification.
Yeah, we were a bit
we're a bit slow in uploading everything. Yeah, we hadn't got it already.
No.
We've kind of taken the week off of like YouTube and everything, and social media generally. We've been a bit.
Yeah, I would say YouTube and social media. Really, we've taken.
That's exactly what I just said. Yeah,
but not like.
And we had a day off. Yeah, and we had a day off on Monday, which was nice as well. So that was our 1 day off. But then we've been doing just work, trying to concentrate on. Just concentrate on what we can to do whatever we can do because at the moment
you're tripping over your words.
I'm gonna try anything to get sales at the moment. I'll try like rain dances and everything.
Really, I'd like to see that.
So David was in the evenings. Hope you've had a good week. We've had a good week, like from a life perspective. We're still alive. We still have health. That's been good, but sales wise it's not been a good week.
No. It's been pretty slow this week.
Super Trolley Dolly says hi guys as well. We've got Les in the chat as well. We've got Fabian King. Had first sale of the week yesterday, says David Morse. My sales are picking up a little but bit crap loading, says Treasure Pirate. Let's have a look. Been slow sales for me too. Had my worst week in 2 years. Averaged about £40 a day, said Richard Payne. Hello everyone, caught alive, says Gemma. Hi Gemma.
Hello, Gemma.
Will you take less? Says hi. Peter Smith says hi. Steve's in here as well. Marcho, well, we're caught up now nearly. Old Haggis Hunter is in here as well. So yes, there's been quite a lot of talk in the chat as well, which is nice to see. We have had a bit of trouble with the website, as it were. So we're going to talk about basically our eBay sales and our eBay this week, and how it's been going. As you can tell from the title, it's not going well. Like we've said to you guys, we like to aim to get like around £100 a day, right? On the main store. We have not done anywhere near that.
No.
Put it this way, our February sales were like half of our January sales. So our January sales were like on target for what we'd expect for doing at least £100 a day. I think it was probably a bit over that over the month turnover wise. And just to give you an idea, and then February came and it all halved.
It did.
It halved, literally, which was a bit of a like whoa,
It was a bit of a knock.
And unfortunately, it's still continuing in the same vein. So
at the moment.
February, so far in March as well.
I want to stay positive.
We are staying positive. I'm staying positive. I'm staying positive. Let's have a look.
I'm not ignoring the truth.
No, we're not. Nick has popped in as well. Hi, Nick.
Hi, Nick.
Yeah, Darren Oliver says, my sales have been slow too, but I'm of the philosophy of just keep listing and they will pick up. I think it's quite time for everyone. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, that's similar to what we've been trying to do here. I mean, you've been doing a bit of Amazon, haven't you? Shipping stuff off to Amazon.
I've done, like, when I say so, I'm not masses of stock, but I've sent some stuff to Amazon.
And that's been going okay, hasn't it?
Well, comparatively, I mean, we don't really do much on Amazon.
Compared to what we've got up there, we're like,
we're doing better. We don't normally do Amazon, but needs must.
We are trying to kind of get more involved in it.
We are, just because there are certain things which have sold within a week at Amazon that we've had on eBay for months probably, or like way too long, and we've gotten better money and they've gone quicker. So we are definitely looking to do that.
Yes.
Sat down, do some work, and look, a squirrel says garage flips. Hi there, hi Lonnie, how are you? Amanda's in the chat as well. Hi Amanda.
Hi.
So Treasure Pirate says got some jumbles lined up for this week and next.
Oh, jumbles are always good.
Yeah, we've actually got 66 people in the chat now, so welcome everybody to the chat. Really happy to see everyone here. But so like we said, so first off, sales have just literally they halved in February compared to January, so that's huge. And then they've continued at that low rate. We have obviously taken the time to do a bit of listing. We've taken time. We've been listing all that jumbo sales stuff that we got at the weekend.
Yeah. I'm still going through it actually. I've still got a whole bunch because some of it needed washing. So I ironed a lot of it yesterday to get it photographed. And I only managed to get through half of it yesterday, so I've got the other half to do.
Yeah. So we've actually got more sales, we've actually got more items listed online than we've ever had, so that's a positive out of it. So we've actually got more items listed on eBay than we've ever had done between our two stores. We're just hoping now that things will actually pick up for us. Hopefully they'll pick up for everyone. I mean, there is a possibility that maybe I think it was it Richard Hale earlier that mentioned that eBay were doing some work on the website. Yeah, Richard Hale said, I think earlier in the chat that it's possible that eBay be doing a bit of work. And that you could argue that that's possible because there have been a lot of people complaining, and we've had that issue as well.
We've had a lot of issues.
Photo upload issues. If anyone else has had any photo upload issues, it would be great to hear about it in the chat. But we were finding that there were certain times in the evening it would just die, wouldn't it? It was just
you say evening, but it was happening. It happened the other day, and it was in the afternoon. It was happening
in the afternoon as well.
It would just. Oh, it was just so frustrating.
Yeah, it just pauses. You're uploading your photos, and then a couple might slowly upload, only for the third to just get corrupted.
I don't think I've sworn so much at a computer screen.
Yeah.
Then again, I probably do want to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty. It's been pretty like flaky, hasn't it? The website, I'd say. So hopefully it is something to do with that. but yeah, we have, like I said, we've actually got now more listed than we've ever had listed, which can be a bit disheartening sometimes, because you're like, wow, we used to sell more when we had less listed, and then you start questioning like everything, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is that I don't like saying about the second store, but the second store's been like slow anyway.
Yeah,
I had one sale this week, and then the person couldn't pay for it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Becca's actually gotten how many listings now? Over? Did you get over?
Well, I've had some ends today, and I haven't been able to relist them yet. I'm on 311.
So Beck's actually managed to get over 300 listings on the second store. And the one sale you got in the week, the guy didn't pay. So it is just one of those frustrating times where you feel like, and it's been tough. But we're hoping that because we are putting the work in, we're getting the listings done. We're hoping that it will pay off.
And the way to think about it is we're doing like the listing and the activity on the store. When it does kick in, we got some stuff to sell. Yeah,
exactly.
So
I mean, and then just
I don't want to get too down.
And then just to kind of kick you while you're down, I did get a refund today as well. Yeah. And now I've got a customer saying that their item has not arrived, but it's got tracking, and I can see that there have been a couple of attempted deliveries. So hopefully that will get fixed by itself. Yeah, that will get resolved by itself.
It would have either been delivered today, or it will go out tomorrow to them. But
yeah, hopefully, yeah. But having to take a refund as well when sales are this slow, it's like, oh god, that's like turning the knife, isn't it? Yeah. Nick says he's got a jumble sale tomorrow and another one in a couple of weeks.
We've been really bad. We haven't actually checked locally this week.
We haven't checked this week, but I don't think there is one. I think we've had a couple in the last few weeks, haven't we?
So it might be a couple of weeks
before we get another one. Exactly. So we're not complaining about that. They are amazing. I love jumble sales. So UK Reseller says, can we talk about marketing our products tonight? Like, for example, getting our listing on the top of the search pages. Another thing to include offering a 30-day money-back guarantee on 1-day shipping. There's a lot of information about that out there, UK Reseller. What I would say is, I don't necessarily think having everything that eBay want you to have always equates to being at the top of the search.
No.
So, for example, it's been proven. I remember Ken did a video ages ago about this, where he showed clearly that items which were charging shipping, for example, were appearing higher in search than items with free shipping, even though free shipping is meant to give you a boost. So it's not just about one thing. I can tell you what we do, although looking at our current sales, you may choose not to do the same, but we offer 30-day money-back guarantee.
We do.
And so that I don't know whether that helps us or not, but we offer that anyway.
Do 1 day.
We have shipping. 1 day handling time.
Yeah.
We don't do you can if you offer free shipping, obviously, and then you do the same day shipping, or you can get the fast and free.
I have trialed free shipping,
and Rebecca trialed it.
I don't like free shipping, because,
and it made no difference, did it?
Because I like the fact that people know that it costs
to ship an item, especially if you're gonna offer free shipping. I think it always messes with best offer.
Yeah, because I still had best offer active, and there were so many offers that were coming through that I couldn't even accept it, because they were knocking me down to like £4 or £5, and then I was like, by the time I take shipping out of that, there's nothing there. I am putting shipping back on slowly.
I don't necessarily feel it makes a difference, and especially if you're selling.
I'm not convinced that it does.
If you're selling unique items as well, then it makes even less of a difference, I would say. It does. Raz says, when you take the year's turnover, it balances out. Like squirrels, you have to store your nuts. Yes,
that's completely true.
That's the truth, exactly. That makes complete sense. Garage Flip says, eBay has actually been pretty solid for me lately here in the States. I used to get corrupt photos a lot last year. To be fair, it's been great hasn't it?
Yeah,
Recently,
I mean,
we've not had. It's just within the last few weeks or something that
it's been really, even down to the point we were like, it's
slow
got to be
and
our internet
clunky,
connection, and we've been playing around with how we've been.
We thought because we had photos stored on the Google Drive,
so we've been moving them all to make sure they're
to the local hard drive to make sure. Yeah, we've been trying all kinds of different ways.
Doesn't make a difference.
But it was a pain. It just the uploads and the worst thing is when you motivate yourself to say you've got everything ready and you sit down or you find the time to do your listing. And that's the point where it doesn't work. Yeah. It's very frustrating, isn't it? Mm-hmm. But we've gotten around it, so it's not the end.
Exactly.
Darren Oliver says, had loads of issues uploading photos, all different times of the day. It's been driving me mad for about a week now. Yeah. And Treasure Pirate says that as well, had to leave the room and the blue air. I can get very sweary when provoked by uncooperative tech. Treasure Pirate, that's exactly like
I'm
Beck.
glad I'm not the only one, because I really do. If technology, if technology does not work for me, I'm normally quite a patient person, aren't I?
Yeah, normally.
But when it comes down to technology, that goes out the window completely.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like throwing it out the window as well.
It has been frustrating. Nick says the interface has been doing strange things when editing pictures. Not noticed it being slow, but it has been annoying. You found that when editing, didn't you? Yeah.
What
I tend to not edit on eBay, but you normally do.
See, I've changed it to do it to the Here's Way. Since we've been having the issues, I thought, maybe it's because I'm editing within eBay. So I've been editing the photos before I put them on, and it's still. Although actually, this morning when I was listing,
but that's because it was
fine.
But it would have been fine anyway, I think.
Yeah, so do I. The other issue I've been having is when I've been saving my drafts, and it keeps putting me on the US site. So it converts everything to dollars.
That's another issue people have mentioned as well, actually. That's right. Yeah, that's definitely...
And it was like, after every few that I had saved as a draft, because I like getting my drafts all together and then activating them all together once I'm done for the day.
But that's definitely been another thing that people have mentioned, because Beck thought she was going mad because it was taking you to the US.
I'm not logging into the US site. What's happening?
But I noticed a lot of people mention that as well. So it's definitely been a bit of a pain. Pain in the ass to figure out which photo is corrupted and re-upload it if you're doing 12 photos. Definitely. Freckles has popped in as well. Hi, Freckles. Old Haggy Santa says couldn't relist yesterday, just churned away and did nothing all day. It's been really terrible. Nick, I agree. eBay website has been very slow at times for me too. Let's have a look. We are going to have a jumble sale tomorrow. Can't wait. It says Marcho. Yeah, they are amazing. Shell Staruni says, hello. I spent hours fanning around, messing around with listings last night, reducing prices, but taking best offer away. And 6 sales arrived. Coincidence maybe. I have 230 listings. Well, that's really good result. That's the thing. We have now got more listed than ever. I think I've got like about 640 on the main store. Beck's got like 300. So, Barry Francis. Okay. Will you take less says, I like putting on PNP because so if I drop the price or switch to auction, I've forgotten to work out PNP and become unstuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's perfect reason.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Barry Francis says, now I've got a picture in my head of Z burying his nuts, literally. You obviously meant the... Not, yeah. And Jason Entwistle has popped in. Okay. Treasure Pirate actually says, oh, Bex, we are so similar on this one. Yeah, I'm guessing she's talking about just the foul language. I mean, you wouldn't tell by looking at her, but potty mouth. I mean, she really is a potty mouth. And Nick goes, same here, I'll go mental when tech plays up.
It's so frustrating. So frustrating.
I'm listing every day, and since I've been doing that, sales have way picked up, says Anita Harrock.
Yeah. I mean, listing is the only way forward. It's the only way to get out of a dull patch. But
I mean,
with the second store for me, there's other stuff that are going against it. So, like the sales on that store are always all over the place, aren't they?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's one of those things. So.
Yeah.
Hixie has popped in as well, which is nice. Hi Steve, how are you? Jason Edwards says, if I list on my phone and then look at my listing later on, they always have mad weird symbols in the description bit. I'm not sure what that's about. I can't quite understand why that happens, but it might be because you're using a font on your desktop that you can't get on, because sometimes on the phones it doesn't work out. I think there's a certain size for like the well, not just the size, but it's like the text, like certain fonts, so you might choose a certain font and it will just appear as a symbol on mobile or something. Jason, let's have a look. Andrew Robinson says, I have had the same problems listing on eBay. It's been flaky. I think that's the only way you can describe it. I mean, we're hoping it's going to pick up and get better. I think Richard said there's been work going on it, so hopefully it's just to do with that. And you just got to keep going. I mean, that's what we keep telling ourselves, that we just have to keep plodding along, and it's difficult, guys. It really is.
It is tough, and you don't really want to. Like I said, I don't like dwelling too much on the negative, to be quite honest. I prefer to kind of look to the positive.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah.
Exactly. Let's have a look. Zahir, 3 sales incoming tonight for you. I can feel it, says Hands. Hopefully, that will be amazing. Lisa Smith has joined us as well. Hi, Lisa. How are you? And what have we got here? Richard Hell says, all these problems are in the discussion boards on eBay. Just the pain that eBay are not in a hurry to sort them out. Richard, that's really cool to share where you got that info from, because obviously it's like, one of those things that is good to be on top of, to know whether the website's working or not. However, I stay away from the eBay.
We do.
Just because
I don't
either, because it just tends to be such like it can be quite a toxic place in terms of a lot of people complaining. I mean, I know we're complaining about sales, but we're doing it on our own channel. We're not pushing it in anyone's face. We're hoping that all of you are here from your own free will. So if you enjoy what you're watching, that's great, and if you don't, then obviously you don't have to watch it, right? But when you go to a message board, you're just going to see like lots and lots of people talking about how their sales have dropped, just like we are. But it's one after the other, and I think it's more to do with people tend to complain more when things aren't going well. I mean, we'd like to think that we kind of we're just sharing what happens with us as we go along. So we tell you guys when things are going great. We do share like if we get good sales. We're always open to sharing. Oh wow! Look at this item we sold. How cool is it? Or look how much we managed to sell this week. Or we had a good sales day. We'll share that, whether that's like a photo on Facebook or Instagram or in the chat. But we also like to share when things don't go great. But when it comes to forums, I'm just a little bit kind of careful. Let's have a look. Reseller already says, I think that happens when you list from iPhones sometimes, so it could be something to do with that. Kevin says, the problems with eBay is yet another reason why you shouldn't have all your eggs in one basket. You should try to FBA more. Kevin, I think you're 100% right with that statement.
That it is something we are addressing currently. We've been doing it for the last, I don't know.
Well, I think to do it more regularly, properly. We've had FBA for ages, but it can be ages since.
In it, have we?
We actually stopped the we don't have like a pro seller account because we just didn't send enough stuff in. So we're looking to start sending in more boxes, hopefully as often as we can, to at least have that as something else running on the side. But I think eggs in one basket is never a thing. I mean, thank God, obviously Beck's got like her hours that she gets every week as well, so that's another source of income. But we're always looking out to make as many sources of income as we can. Exactly. But that's Kevin, you've hit the nail on the head there, definitely. Let's have a look. Get Down the Gym says, what items are you not buying this year at the boot that you would have picked up previous years? I think like previous years, when I first started, much like everyone else, I was buying lots of board games because they are plentiful.
Yeah.
And I'm not someone that's going to say, oh yeah, they're no good, because they clearly are good and they do sell for money. But I have stopped picking them up kind of just from doing like more reselling. You learn what you like, don't you?
Yeah.
So
I think it's more a case of it's not something that you like sorting through, so you don't like picking it up.
Exactly.
If you enjoyed, if it was a bit of tech. Then,
I think that when you first start out and you're researching and you're watching YouTube videos or you're joining like groups or whatever to gather information about reselling, it's only natural that you're going to gravitate to like the most successful resellers out there, and obviously Nick Hills, as we all know, pretty much started the UK YouTube reselling community, and he's a big fanatic of these things. So it was only natural that at first I did go out and I remember I was buying like frustrations whenever I saw them, Monopolies. Thing is though, Monopoly I would still pick up because I know how to count it. Like I think it's a certain amount, like 32 little houses and 16 hotels. I'm not sure. I don't know, but I wouldn't pick up like a regular one. I would only look to pick up like a special edition Monopoly or something. But I remember I was buying like frustrations and God knows what else. I don't know. I was picking them up. And yeah, I definitely wouldn't get those as much now. I think plush toys is something else that I was picking up just like as I was going along without being picky enough. And I've got a box of plush toys some of which I've had for a while. Yeah. But since then I've had plush toys that I've bought which have come and gone because I've been buying better. Yeah. You know, so again, it's not that plush toys are bad. It's just the ones that I was buying at first were bad. Yeah. It's not that board games are bad. It's just the ones I was buying at first were bad. Do you see what I'm saying, guys?
But
so
you've got to go through that learning, and I'm sure I'm going to pick up bits that
that you're picking up now that I in a year or two's time you'll be like walk past that. So that's the answer to that. Get down the gym. Lisa Smith is sat here munching homemade chicken korma and rice. Sounds good. Freckle says thick sea fog all day, depressing, otherwise good. Anita says I hate best offer, I get silly offers. Yes, you will get.
Do you know what? I like it. I like best offer. I didn't used to like best offer, but now when you've got posted, like you got your postage costs in mind, I don't mind people coming in with silly offers.
Yeah.
I normally chuck back an offer back at them, and hopefully you can find like a middle ground.
You just I mean Darren says you can use auto decline, helps avoid silly ones, but even the silly ones can sometimes be worthwhile because you even get messages sometimes where they're like
I can only offer this, and then I'm like, well, I message them back and say, well, the lowest I will need to accept is this.
Well, but sometimes even if you get like a £1 offer, you can just, a £1 offer is obviously an offer that they're not, the buyer's not necessarily serious about, or they're just, they're just being silly. Say especially if it goes to £1. Say if you've been haggling and then their second or their third offer is £1, then they're just like they're unhappy with the way the haggling has gone. But leave it there. You'll get 48 hours of an extra boost. You never know; it might result in a sale. So, Chris Martin says, "I'm munching on homemade chicken boona, no beer though. A lot of curries being cooked on a Friday night." Garage Flip says lots of conspiracy theories on that board. I'm assuming talking about the reseller board. Let's have a look. Just upgraded to a feature shop now. I need to list my brains out, says Niall Gulliver. Yep, just get listing. It is the only way. Let's have a look. I have stayed. Carrie Andrew says I have stayed away from best offer too, but the phone app sometimes randomly puts it on automatically, and I don't notice. I think I may and try and see if sales improve and just up my price by £1 or £2. I mean, it's a good option. There's no harm in it, and sometimes people will just buy it at full price. It's just the way. Darren Smart in there saying, if you like the chat, remember to smash the like button, guys. Thank you, Darren.
Thank you.
Appreciate the comment. Let's have a look. Treasure Pirate says, yeah, she got cheesed off with silly officer taken off. You don't need it on if you're confident in your pricing. Yeah. We didn't always have it on.
Definitely.
Yeah, we didn't always have it on, so it's one of those things. Zahir, I'm trying to expand my niches. I actually bought quite a few pieces of clothing, says Lonnie.
I know, Lonnie. I've been seeing it on Instagram.
Oh, you've been following it on Insta? Yeah. I've been not on my phone much, but I'm gonna have to check it out as well. So that is awesome. I mean, it's so easy to just be in your comfort zone when it comes to sourcing and whatever. Just something I would like. It's something I would like to always keep at the forefront of my mind. Am I just doing what I'm comfortable with? And again, to bring it back to how sales have been recently, sometimes you think, is there anything I can do that I could do differently that I might think I've been doing fine all these months or years, things have been fine, but if things change, you have to learn to adapt. So it's always worth looking. So always looking at ways of improving things, and we're going to be doing that. We're going through our listings again. Let's have a look. Beck's sort of tech issue. Had to ring my husband at work and text to ask why my Dymo wasn't printing. It was offline, and I was going offline this morning. I'd unplugged the bloody lead last night. Yeah, that can happen. Lonnie says, I don't want to buy clothing, but the reality is I need more product and sales. Yeah, I mean, that's what got us into it again. I had gotten into clothing very early on in the reselling, it was really good, but I got bored of it, I suppose.
I think you got bored. I think you got bored of the sorting, because the way you were buying it was through auction, and there was a lot to kind of go through, wasn't there? Yeah, I
was ending up with bags of
And although I'd try and help you as much as I could,
at the time I wasn't
heavily involved.
So I got fed up of it. So let's have a look. Amanda says, always Nick's fault. Treasure Pirate says, games take up so much space, and larger coats and jackets I'll probably have till next winter. Certain things do.
I've got I'm using one of our wardrobes upstairs, aren't I, to store our winter jackets that are for sale. So I've taken up half of your wardrobe overnight, which is fine. Exactly.
Let's have a look. What other comments have we got? Quite a few comments coming in. UK Reseller, if there are parts missing and sought after games, you can always part them out with good success. I mean, I made a mistake actually at the weekend. I could have gotten a Hero Quest for about £30. Maybe I could have gotten it down, but I wasn't sure if it was complete or not, but I got put off. But in hindsight, obviously I should have picked it up.
The thing is, you said, I should have got it. I didn't. There was a lot of things to kind of sort through, and my reaction was, you should have just bought it. I would have sorted it through for you. Yeah, exactly.
It's always. I mean, you're always looking for different things, aren't you? So it happens. What's that? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Any more comments? Just going through the comments. Raincoats going like hotcakes at the moment, struggling to source any, says Emily Gilbert. Pretty cool. Lisa Smith's having a bit of a very personal family issue there. Wishing you the best luck with that. Hopefully it's not going to be too as good as the situation can be. Ben's popped in and says, I totally avoid clothing. I know there's a fortune to be made with it, but I suck at identifying and describing it, so thumbs down. Well, that's the thing. If you don't need to, you can avoid it. We just thought it was a great place because Beck's into it anyway, so it makes sense for us. It works for us.
And plus, I'm having fun looking at the different styles and knowing how to describe a skirt, and I'm having that sort of fun.
It's fine. We all see here only wears one outfit. Is your green jumper in the wash?
No, it's actually on eBay now.
Okay,
it's being sold.
Okay. Okay. Let's have it. I have been a fan for years, as you guys know, but lately all you both do is moan about rubbish sales and stuff. Yet you have minimal listings live. Why push the falseness, guys? Richard, I don't know. We've actually got more listed than we've ever had. You know, it is frustrating for us as well. We've been selling more previously than we are now. So I'd hope we're not pushing any falseness, because
to be quite honest, I feel like we come on here and we want to show you the honest truth about what we're doing. And bearing in mind, the main store has probably taken a dip in listing.
I mean, we were up to about 800
because we did hit 800 on
but
that.
Overall now we've actually
got
we
are actually hitting about 900 between both stores. So
so we're the highest we've ever been, so we're hoping that it's more the sales. But we don't ever aim to
no, we would never want to put false information out there,
so you know. Let's have a look. Carrie Andrew says, I've taken up my partner's wardrobe too. He doesn't need as much space as me. His wardrobe is now full of dresses, women's shoes and cuddly toys. Our wardrobe is also full of coats now, isn't it, really? Just going across.
It is completely.
John Clissold says, clothing horrifies me for the same reason, Ben, but one day I intend to master it. With anything, it's you can start off simply. You know, you can start off by looking at things that you enjoy. So even within clothing, just look at what you like wearing. Everyone knows that jeans cost a lot of money. I think I started out by looking at more jeans and things like Levi's and things like that, like a lot of people do. And then coats tend to go for good money, again depending on that. So you don't have to always look for different.
And another a good thing with clothing as well, and I think Caroline, and I think you mentioned this about Caroline, recently said it in one of her videos about the sewing in,
little things Caroline mentioned that if a tag is sewn in all the way around rather than just stitched on the sides, exactly.
It's not always
it's
the
little
case,
things
but
like
it's stuff
that.
that you should always kind of look into.
Exactly. Sorry, Richard Payne actually says that's not me, Zahira, it was a hacker. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I was just answering the question. It was politely enough written to answer it, so I did, but I think it's been banned anyway now, so it's alright.
We do apologise.
We do apologise. There's been a couple of comments going in, so we apologise for that.
We're normally good at keeping on top of.
We've got our group of super mods in there. We've got Darren in there. I think Nick's in there as well. So that's fantastic.
So hopefully won't interrupt too much.
Peter Crawford says, I've got 215 items listed and sell 4 to 5 a day at the moment. Hopefully I'd lost 600. Hopefully at 600 I'll get 10 to 15 sales a day. That's the thing, Pete Crawford. You'd think that just by having loads more listed you're going to sell more, and in most cases you're right.
I think there's plenty of examples of people that don't have that much listed and who turn over
a lot.
Much.
So
it's not necessarily always about the number. It's about the items that you have listed,
the pricing.
The pricing.
Because we think we should have more. We've sold more with fewer listed. So this is the most we've ever had listed, and it's the least we've ever sold. So it's so you have to bear that in mind. But yes, in general terms, the more you list, the more you're going to sell. Obviously, we're just hoping that we're going through like an anomaly or a glitch in the matrix, and hopefully that'll be fine.
Rez has got a quite good question. Have you tried Markdown Manager for a short time just to get sales up?
I did actually have a promotion running on the store, and the promotion was for like 10% off just anything. That started the second week of Feb, which coincides with when the sales started to go back.
I'm getting point it on that.
I know I'm going conspiracy theory now, but that ended. But I am actually running a Markdown Manager sale at like 10% off or something at the moment on some of my items. Ben says sales have really picked up for me over the past week, but February was an absolute washout for me. We're hoping that ours will pick up that way as well. That's the aim. But yeah, thanks for the tip there, Raz. That is something we're doing. Keeping it real is what matters most, guys. Whether negative, positive, your banter is always appreciated, says Amanda. Thank you. Watch Selling says you're doing great. Never appear false. Appreciate the comments. Really do. It means a lot. Let's have a look. Oh gosh, we're just trying to get.
We've lost where
have I lost where I'm in the chat?
Oh, are we? Okay.
Let's have a look.
Someone asked, "Is that a sales?" And probably not.
No, it wasn't a sale. I wish it was a sale. Yeah, Darren's got his big bother boots on. Time to kick it ass. Okay. I'm enjoying watching ads getting into women's clothing. Anyone could learn along with him. He's picking up some alright stuff, says Chelsea Rooney. Yes, I've seen ads is getting into clothes now, which I think is fantastic. He's so much fun to watch. He's kind of like...
I love watching ads, especially
his enthusiasm is just amazing. Treasure Pirate says nearly on 600 myself, but it's so variable. Yeah. Will you take less? Says I've got about 380 items listed and sell an average 2 a day. Yeah. Just to give you guys an idea on the main store, I've got like 640 listings. I've sold 16 items in the last 7 days, guys. That's it. Now I've sold like way more than that with a lot less listed. I don't know. I'm just going to carry on and hope things improve because I'm not quite sure what else I can do. It's about quality, not quantity, says Peter Smith. Yes, definitely. I'd hope I've got some quality items, though. I mean, they're getting interest, but... Yeah. Texas Gal has popped in. Hi, Margaret. Thank you for popping in. Rich one day asked, does anyone use the sell one like this option when listing and use someone else's listing? Yes, we do it all the time. Or I do it all the time.
I don't.
You don't do it, no?
I've got templates set up for what... for
different items of
clothing. So
you don't necessarily say, I mean it works better for
on my draft kind of templates. I don't often use self-similar unless it's one of my own listings.
Yeah, I mean, I think sell one like this does work pretty well depending on what you're selling. Yeah. So obviously, if you're selling something like a specific toy or whatever, where there's lots of item specifics are available.
Yeah, I mean, you use it more than I do.
But I do find that when you use sell one like this, sometimes people don't enter in all the item specifics that perhaps you will. So it's always worth double checking that.
Exactly.
So you guys are good luck. Just sold my Bomberman 2 for Nez, says Garage Rich. Amazing sale, Lonnie. I'm really happy for you there. How much did you get for it? That would be pretty awesome to know.
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm keeping losing the chat. Lonnie, congrats on the Bomberman 2. Okay, let's see. Tex and Margaret both at the same time. What's that? Oh, because Margaret's popped in as well, and Texas. No, Caroline's popped in. Hi, Caroline. Kaz has popped in as well. Tex and Margaret are the same people.
Yeah.
I was getting confused there.
I was going to say. That's a new one.
Okay. Kevin Rosen says, how long have your items been for sale for? A lot of old stock will never sell. There just isn't a market for it. A good point. I don't think I've got a great deal of ancient stuff. Like I think it's a lot of it's been going, so I don't think that's too much of an issue. Let's have a look. I find that although they just keep listing when sales are slow approach is true, it is hard because the lack of sales can make it quite demotivating. Must plow on, Amanda.
Yeah.
Very true, yeah.
Completely agree.
Exactly. Lonnie says he got $135 plus shipping. It was on sale. That is an amazing flip, Lonnie. Congratulations on that. That's if you don't know, there Lonnie sold Bomberman 2 on the NES, which is fantastic.
You just get rid of that. Okay, sorry.
Okay. David Morsauce, top sale of the week. Oh bloody hell! You're right. There probably wasn't one. I don't know, honestly.
It's been very low value this week.
I think it was probably I sold a couple of Halo figures, like action figures. and they went, which was quite nice. A guy bought both of them off of me, so that made it quite a nice little sale.
Yeah.
So I was pretty happy. Let's have a look. I used sale like this and it messed me up. I sold a game for £20 and sent it off and realised the listing said like new and mine wasn't. So I guess refund request will come shortly. Hopefully you won't get a refund request, but I suppose, Chaz, you're talking about the sell one like this option. You've got to make sure that your condition matches, etc. as well. Let's have a look. I don't know. What else is there? I've got a few silly accounts going on.
We do apologise, guys.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Peter Crawford says, sold my first postcard yesterday thanks to Ken's tips. Now I have 60 odd to list. Postcards are a fantastic way of upping your inventory, definitely. I mean, I think Ken's got like thousands of them and they all fit within like a small box or like a, so yeah, definitely that's if you're able to do that, go for it. David Moore says his best sell was Metal Slug 2 for PlayStation 2, £35 posted. It cost me £4 including getting it cleaned. That's a lovely sell, David Morse. That is a nice game, a rare game as well. Let's have a look. Retro Vintage says, sold a 6-foot cat house just now. Lol, cats ain't happy.
I don't think ours would be either.
Well, our cats sleep just on the sofa pretty much, so it works out for them. Let's have a look. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much been it for the week, guys. It's I didn't know you could get 6-foot cats houses, Lisa Smith.
Oh, you can.
Yeah, I mean
they're like these big, like they're almost like tree things, aren't they? Huh?
Oh, yeah. I've seen them. Yeah, you can get huge
where they
ones,
have like different levels and
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Okay. Question from Les. How has the 10% off discount been working for you, ZMB? Put it on 50 items and can't see any gains and sell. Yes. When I put that on 10% on off of items, it was a store-wide promotion I did for 10%. I'll be honest with you, I didn't notice a great deal of difference. I didn't notice anything. Like I said, maybe it's kind of conspiracy theory, but I said that me adding that store-wide promotion came in line with things going south in terms of sales. However, in the past, when I've used Markdown Manager, now what's really interesting, actually, it's quite a cool point, is I was under the impression that Markdown Manager, which is an option which you get if you've got an eBay shop, so most of you guys in the chat will have that. Markdown Manager allows you to put a strike through like sale to get rid of an item. And I thought it was only available on good till cancelled listings, and they'd have to have been listed for at least 30 days. However, today I was able to start a sale. I didn't get all my store on the sale, it didn't allow me, but it did allow a good few hundred items to go on to sale, and these were all 30-day listings. And I'm guessing the reason why they were able to go on to a sale using Markdown Manager was because they were 30-day listings, but I relisted them. I didn't use Sell Similar. And the benefit of a Markdown Manager sale is you get like a strike through the price with 10% off. And the last time I used Markdown Manager, I was quite impressed, wasn't I?
Yeah.
So that's just something I'm hoping will work well, but we'll see how it goes. Okay. What else have we got here? Question Z, with low sales, have you redone any of your photos of your listings? Did for a couple of mine and made some sales. David Morse, brilliant point. And yes, I have adjusted a couple of my photos that I thought weren't great. And it is worth noting, I do sometimes sit down and go through and see if there's anything glaring I've missed. I think my Intel B
man. That one after the chat did have a look at, and on the bottom it said you were offered free postage.
So
and then it was in the postage bit, it was £3.50.
Yeah, so my description was saying that I was offering free post, so this is how old the ad was. and then but the actual listing had posted.
Because initially when you started off on eBay, was free.
I used to do free posts and everything.
Yeah.
So obviously a customer's going to read that and be like, "Oh, this guy is like saying this here and this there. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm not buying from him." So that's that. But yeah, good point, David Morse. Appreciate it. Lisa says, "Beck, no, I was saying I didn't know you could get 6 foot tall cats." Never mind. So you got. We lost the joke.
I'm always a bit slow on the uptake when it comes to jokes.
Yeah. So we lost. We kind of ruined that joke there for Lisa. Sorry about that.
Sorry, Lisa.
David Moore says, "Does Markdown Manager cost to use?" No, it doesn't. You get it as part of your shop.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Raz says, "You're a strong team together and will come through." Really appreciate that. Time to get Michael out of the shed. Maybe it's having Michael in the shed that's giving us these
I know. I must bring him in the house.
Yeah, I think we might have to bring him into the house. I've just had a sale, so feeling positive for the weekend, says Kim.
Oh,
yeah,
that's good.
Brilliant to hear. There's lots of cat flap talk, so I'm going to avoid that.
How do you make a cat flap? Oh, no. I just read the end of that.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh gosh, that was quite funny. Let's have a look. What else have we got going on? I think that's pretty much it. Guys, we've got over 100 people in the chat. David Morse, is all the stuff behind you listed, Z? Yes, everything in there is listed. There's nothing in there that isn't listed. So pretty happy about that. But yeah, we've got over 100 people in the chat. Can I just say thank you everybody for coming here on a Friday evening and listening to us ramble about our eBay journey. It means so much to us. This brings a huge smile. I mean, I was feeling pretty down earlier, and I almost was thinking, oh, do I want to do this? And then I thought, actually, I enjoy it so much. I really... so thank you from the bottom of my heart, guys. Really appreciate the comments. Appreciate the support we've been shown in the chat. Beck, you've enjoyed it as well? Exactly. So yeah, really appreciate it. One quick question before I go. Lonnie asks, have you been selling any audio gear? I have been. I've actually got some really cool stuff listed at the moment. I've got like I bought a CD deck, player recorder deck, Lonnie, for a $5 last week, which I've got listed for like 120. Got some watches, but no sales yet, but hopefully we'll get there. Question: are you planning to stream over the weekend, Amanda? At the moment, probably not.
We don't. We've been trying to.
We need to get ourselves sorted here. So hopefully it will happen. Kath says, to use Markdown Manager, listings have to be good till cancelled, or does it work on 30 days? I used to think it had to be good till cancelled, Kath, but I've gotten it to work on 30-day listings. Not that I've gotten it to work, but I think the key is 30-day listings. Don't change anything in the listing, i.e. the price or the postage or whatever, anything like that. You can't change anything, and also you should be relisting the listing. I'm guessing if you do sell similar, it'll appear as a new listing, and you won't be able to put it on Markdown Manager sale. So that's what I would get from that. Will you take lots of positive comments? Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Smash the like button if you can. And we will see you guys in the next video, hopefully sooner rather than later. Appreciate it, guys.